Will you have a job in 2030? I mean, it's a big question because there's all this generative AI going on. There's AI and automation and agents and all sorts of things that are coming over the next few years. And what impact is that going to have on us? Not in 20 years' time, but say over the next 5 years. What are some of the things that we need to be aware of? And so, interestingly enough, the World Economic Forum has just released its report, the Future of Jobs Report 2025. And it's a mammoth report. You can go read it. I'll drop a link in there for you. But basically, they've explored a whole lot of data sets and talked to a whole lot of organizations to try and work out what the trends are and what it means to the future of work. One of the good things is that they are predicting an increase in jobs. So they're predicting that there will be around 78 million new jobs created, a bunch of jobs lost, and then a bunch more created, but net 78 million or 7% more jobs. So what are some of the skills in that you're going to require, and what is it going to mean to us as we kind of move forward over the next 5 years? So firstly, they're sort of saying that about 40% of us, the kind of darker green there, are going to be able to carry on doing the jobs we've got without significant upskilling or reskilling over the next 5 years. For another 30% of us, or 3 in 10 people, we're going to have to end up doing some reskilling, but we'll be able to stay in the profession that we're in or doing the kind of job that we're doing at the moment. For the bottom 3% of people, 30% of people, or 3 out of 10, 20% of them, or 2 out of 10, are going to require a change in and reskilling to change into a new type of role. So they're going to have to be redeployed into new types of roles. And then for about 1 in 10 people, it's going to be a real challenge for them to get reskilled or upskilled and find new work, which is a challenge for the future, I guess. In terms of some of the skills that they're going to be looking for, there is some good news. So they have about 20 future skills that they were kind of marking out. And the bad news is that the top 2 are kind of out of reach for the majority of us. But the next 4 are skills that we can have an impact on, and we can start having an impact on that starting today. So I just thought I would share what those were. So firstly, the top 2. Number 1, the skills that businesses are going to be looking for is obviously AI and big data. And then number 2 is networks and cybersecurity. So if you don't already know those things, if you're young enough, you could probably go retrain for them if your head's in that space. But if you're kind of a little bit more older, in the older category like me, and I get tech like crazy, but like the idea of being a data scientist is probably outside of my breadth. So these are skills I can't really have a lot of impact on as I think about what 2030 looks like for me moving forward. But there are 4 skills that are. Now, number 3 on the list of skills that employers are going to need by 2030 is technical literacy. So basically, you need to make sure that you stay current with the latest technology. Try not to bury your head in the sand. If there's people out playing with ChatGPT and creating agents, or doing different things like that, have a go at it yourself. Actually ask ChatGPT or one of the platforms, AI platforms, how to do it. But just stay current with the latest technology so that you have the technical literacy to move forward over the next 5 years. Number 4, in terms of the things that they are looking for, is creative thinking. Now, creative thinking, ultimately, I think that we're all created to create. I think that we all have the ability to be creative. Some of us are creative in different ways. So like some people are really creative at spreadsheets. Some people are creative at, making cooking. Other people are creative artists. Other people are creative in their systems thinking, those sorts of things. But creative thinking is number 4. And really, one of the ways to improve that is to make sure that you are making space every week to think creatively, to think outside the box, to think of things that you can do so that your mind is creative, used to creative thinking, and that is going to be a skill that is going to be useful moving forward. Number 5 is to be curious and a learner, really, to be deeply curious, probably, not like surface level curious. I think there's this need for us to kind of deep dive into some things and get really deep into things and dig into them to understand them. And this whole idea of being a lifelong learner, employers actually want people that are going to join their organization and continue to learn and continue to get better as they go and adapt with all of those things. And then number 6 is that they're looking for people that have resilience and agility. So specifically, it says resilience, flexibility, and agility. And I think that those are just a mindset ultimately. Resilience actually means pushing through the hard times. Ultimately, to be resilient, you have to often be more flexible than you're willing to be. And agility is just that idea. It's like the agile framework. It's almost the ability to like pivot where you are and change direction slightly, and just being happy to kind of go with those things. So that is all a mindset really. And so really working on what is our mindset for the future is going to help us have the jobs that we need moving forward. So, will you have a job in 2030 being the question? The question is 100% yes, if you start adapting now. So really, it's just an encouragement to all of us to get out and start adapting now, to start doing the work that we need to do in order to make ourselves ready for whatever the future of work looks like and the future of jobs looks like as we move forward. So that's my little kind of intro for the day into that report. Hope you found it useful. As always, you can kind of connect with me on LinkedIn or follow along through my bio site. Ka kite. Thank you.